Well, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Megan, and this channel is all about the Immanuel approach. And say it with me, the Immanuel approach is a way of perceiving the presence, the loving, living, interactive presence of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit with us through gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude and appreciation open us up in our awareness to the presence of the living God. And it's an amazing way to live. I am super excited about this little mini testimony slash interview with my dear friend, Shirley. So, Shirley, welcome so much to my channel. I appreciate you for being here. Why don't you
Mm.
tell a little bit about yourself?
Yes, thanks for having me, Megan.
You're so welcome.
So my name is Shirley. I was born and raised in Northern Virginia. I've been here so most of my life, and I was working at the bank for about 5 years. And that's when I felt like the Lord wanted me to kind of change trajectories in my life. And I was really interested in doing mission work. So I decided to look into an organization called Youth with a Mission, and I decided to go to LA. It was one of the cities I've always wanted to visit and experience in my 20s. So God led me there, and that's where I met Megan and Nigel. And it was from there that I got to travel to Thailand and Greece with my team. And it was probably one of the most life-changing experiences for me.
Mm,
And from there, God led me to stay in LA to do Bible school. And eventually I settled in Orange County and lived there for several years until I moved back home in 2021. And now that's where I'm at. And I've been um, looking into working again in the healthcare field.
mm,
Um, and I enjoy many things. I love the outdoors. I
mhm.
love playing volleyball. I love coffee. I actually have coffee right here with
Yes,
me.
here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Because I knew I was like,
hmm
Nigel had to make me a cup.
Oh, exactly. And Nigel makes
Hmm.
the best lattes, everyone. So
Yeah, he really does. He's
um,
got he's got a good reputation.
he does.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I really find a lot of like joy and nature, especially, and in
Exactly.
my relationships with people. So that's a little bit about me.
That's awesome. Thank you so
hmm
much.
You're
So
welcome.
yeah, I had the idea about sharing joy together briefly before we start. So do
Yes.
you want to start with a joy
Yeah,
moment?
I
Okay,
can go
awesome.
first.
Good, because I
So
have to think of one.
my joy moment actually was just before this. Me and my cousin, we went out to one of her favorite coffee shops. And it's like located downtown. So it's really
Mm,
pretty and it's very like quaint. And we walked in and got our usual salted caramel lattes.
oof.
So good. That's the drink I'm drinking right now.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
So yummy. And then they have like an area of like chairs that you can sit, and there's like a fire pit for like the colder days. And today's weather is beautiful. It's like high 70s, the sun's
Mm,
out.
mm,
So we're like, let's go sit over there. So with our coffee, we sit down and we're just like enjoying the present moment. And they're like people going in and out. We
mm,
were the sun was out, the birds were chirping, and there's a lot of flowers
mm,
surrounding
mm,
the coffee shop area. And there's like these tulips actually that were growing. It's so beautiful. There are yellow tulips and red tulips.
mm.
And just noticing that, and there's this little bird that was like eating some crumbs nearby. And I was like, this is so cute. So that really gave
Yeah,
me a lot of joy.
yeah,
Just being
yeah,
in that moment and really just
yeah.
noticing everything around us and
Hmm.
enjoying that time with my cousin as well.
I love it. I love
Mm.
it. So my next question is where are you noticing that in your body?
Mm, I think I noticed it pretty much coming from like within my body, like the rest
Y- Yeah.
uh through my
Oof.
body.
Through your
Yeah.
body. Yeah.
And it wasn't
Mm,
like focused in any one area. It was just kind of
yeah.
traveling up and down.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So good.
And it felt really nice. So I was like, wow, this is great. And that's what one of the reasons why I love nature so much.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
really takes all our senses to be there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so beautiful. And I just felt
Mhm.
it, as you were saying, I felt it kind of travel through my body too, as you were
Mhm.
sharing. So thank you. That's
You're welcome.
beautiful. Um, thank you for sharing. As I was reflecting, I took a little walk yesterday,
Mm.
um, in between work, working from home and stuff, and there were there were gardeners in some yard blowing really loud, and it was just one of those things that was. I was like, this is disrupting my peace.
Hmm.
So I decided to go a little bit of a different way. And so I walked down because it really was like I was expecting quiet and peace,
Hmm.
and so I walked down, and there is this bush that I have discovered has these little tiny flowers that smell so good. And
Mm.
so I was trying to, like you, I just was like, I'm not doing polos, which I sometimes do on my walk, or
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
just need to be present. I'm not listening to any, I just want to be present. So I was
Mm.
listening to birds, and I could just feel that peace, as
Mm.
I'm just strolling. And it wasn't a hardcore walk, like it was just
Yeah.
a stroll, just
Hmm.
taking it all in, like you said. I smelled some jasmine that was, but
Mm.
this particular bush, I just love this bush. And so on my way back, I leaned in again to smell it because I smelled it on the way. And then I leaned in again to smell it again. And it just like the scent is so yummy. And I found out because I have a little app that it's a
Hmm.
mock orange. Um,
Mm.
so it smells a little bit like the orange blossoms, which is one of my favorite smells, especially in LA. You smell orange blossoms. We smell them all the time. And
Hmm.
it just was so beautiful. But at that moment, I wasn't even really in this place of gratitude, but I definitely felt Jesus lean in and smell the mock
Mm.
orange with me. And I was like, oh, it was so sweet. And it
Um,
just enjoying that together. And that just felt so
mm. Mm.
just like a big exhale for my body.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
that was beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. You are so, so welcome. So, well, the reason I wanted to have you on is because you've been on a bit of a journey with
Mhm.
building joy. And
Mhm.
so I wanted to hear what was life like for you before you kind of learned about building joy?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, to give everyone context, the past
Hmm.
year was one of the most challenging years for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was battling against depression and
Hmm.
anxiety that
Yeah.
was to the point that it debilitated me.
Yes.
Um, and it was very difficult to even just enjoy the small things or find the things that I was
Hmm.
grateful for.
Hmm.
And so, being in that mindset, you kind of wear these depression glasses, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And all you can see are the negative things. It's
Right.
really, yeah, it's really challenging to see the positive things. And if you do see those things, the negative kind of
Or
overpowers.
mhm. Yeah.
So it was a very dark time for me, and that's when I was really just desperate to find any way to cope with that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I tried a lot of different things, um,
Yeah.
but I was just in this space where I just felt so isolated. I didn't feel connected to myself.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
felt very alienated from even my own family and
Hmm.
friends.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, And I think that
Mm,
moment before I started building joy was actually with Megan. And we were sending polos to each other prior. And then she was like, "Oh, do you want to start doing this thing where we share a moment of joy with each other?" And
yeah.
then she kind of walked me through it and guided me. And I was like, at first I was very skeptical. I was like, what is this really
Yep.
about? You know?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's kind of what
Mm,
like life looked like before I started building
mm,
joy.
hmm.
Mhm.
And man, thank you so much for sharing so openly. I
Mhm.
really appreciate it because uh, you're not alone in
Mhm.
this, this battle and this
Mhm.
struggle. And
Yeah.
so that's why I felt compelled. I was like, I feel like this is, I think one of the things is how do how do we help people build joy when they're in such
Mhm.
a difficult, dark, place. And so
Mhm.
in the beginning, if you can remember, what was it a challenge for you? And how
Yeah.
did that, yeah, how did that transpire for you?
Yeah, definitely. It was so hard. It was one of those things where I came into it very skeptical.
Hmm.
I wasn't even like in this, I guess there wasn't like any capacity for me to have
Exactly.
joy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Hmm.
And so that was the challenging part about it
Hmm.
is like, how do I even build the space for joy again?
Yeah.
Because I know I had it before, but all of a
Yeah.
sudden it seems like it's gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Mm,
in the
mm,
beginning, it felt foreign to like look for something that was
hmm.
joyful.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, and I think just like with any kind of practice or, yeah, it's like a muscle you have
It's a
to
muscle. Yeah.
continue to train, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
slowly, I mean, it took a long time, I think several months for me to actually
hmm.
feel some kind of like change. But
Hmm. Hmm.
I think in that first few months, I noticed that there's this small shift. And I don't think I would have noticed it until looking back on it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So there's this shift, and I felt like, oh, actually, it is, a bit easier to kind of
Hmm.
notice what brings me joy. And
Mm,
it helps to share that with someone else, which is what we were doing through our
yes.
polos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it
Mm,
solidifies it, and it's like you get to share that with someone who feels it
hmm.
with you.
Hmm.
So it reinforces that joy. So that started
Hmm. Hmm.
becoming a bit easier for me.
Yeah.
And then I was starting to look forward to it. Like before, I was just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like there are
I don't
days where
want
I
to.
just, yeah,
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to do
Absolutely.
this. Or I can't find anything to be
Or I
joyful
can't find
about.
anything, right?
So I was like, oh man.
Mm,
But, you encouraged me to not like force it, but
hmm.
let it come naturally and like be like realistic about it because we're not going to feel joy
Yes.
every day.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it just started getting a little easier as time went by.
Mm, mm. Man, I couldn't have said it better than you just did with that it's like a muscle that you have
Mm-hmm.
to work and you have to build.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I really appreciate that because it is so true. Because I even noticed just recently, like I kind of fell off of my normal practice and I could totally tell my capacity is has lessened. And I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not doing your regular, practices and stuff. So, and I also love that you said the shared joy, because shared joy is amplified joy. And so that
Mm-hmm.
helps each of us. So yeah, I appreciate that. So what has changed for you since you've been actually building this muscle now for several months?
Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
has changed? And I also love the realistic, like this is not, I'm not, we're not talking about a quick fix here. Like
Right.
if you just do these three steps,
Hmm.
everything is better. No, that's not what we're talking about, right?
No.
No. So, yeah.
Mm.
So, but
Mm.
what is life? What have you noticed
Mhm.
the change? What change have you noticed as you've been building joy?
Yeah, I think what you mentioned just now, it's not a short like term fix. This was something I think God
Mm,
really wanted to heal.
yeah.
And these
I
things
love
take
that.
time. Yeah. It's almost like, Western medicine is there to treat the symptom, but not the root of the issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mm,
I think with even just building joy and inviting God to be a part of that, it really allowed me to come to this place in the season of healing where it's it's really natural for me to look for the things that bring me joy.
mm,
And that's very much who I
mm,
am.
mhm.
I don't really look at life with like with pessimistic mindset. I'm very much
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
optimist.
Yeah.
And maybe with a, hint of realist,
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I've come to the point now where I really do notice these things that bring me joy. And it's
Mm,
very like it comes very second nature now. It's not something that I have
mm,
to be
mhm,
constantly seeking for.
mhm.
And yes, of course, there's times when I have to be intentional about finding joy.
Yeah.
But I think in contrast to the place I was last year till now, it's
Yeah.
definitely come full circle where I feel like,
Mm,
most days I do see the things that bring me joy,
mhm,
and
mhm,
it multiplies. It's like, well, before last year, I could only find maybe one thing out of like the whole week, right? And then this time it's like, oh, actually, I found, three small things
mhm,
like each
mhm,
day. And
mm,
because I invited God into this experience with me, I feel
mm,
like there's just been this really inner healing for me. And the
mm,
capacity for joy is like
mm,
expanded, or it's like existing now.
mhm, mhm, mm,
And it feels really just like this is how it's supposed to be. Like
mm.
depression really took that away from me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
anxiety took that away from me. But the Lord was
Absolutely.
really, yeah, the Lord was really faithful to heal that. And I mean, it took so much time, and there were other
Hmm.
ways he was healing
Yes.
me,
Hmm.
but this was the main kind of, I think
Mm.
joy is kind of the glue that sticks everything together. And
Ooh, ooh, I like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's
Oh.
also one of the fruit of the spirit, so it's
Hmm.
something that we can definitely seek and ask for from God. And I
Hmm.
think just my personality is very joyful anyways. So God just
Yes,
redeeming that part for me through that
absolutely.
season of darkness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. You hit on something that I want with so much. I literally am like, oh my goodness. One of the things is that you said just little things. So so what you're telling me
Hmm.
is that building joy, it's not about these big epic moments. They're like the
Hmm.
little things.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that's what sometimes trips us up. It's like we have to
Hmm.
have this monumental moment, you know.
Yeah.
But it's the little things. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
thank you because I think that can be a thing that can trip us up. It's like, oh, I didn't have a vacation in, Paris that was amazing. No, I just walked
Mm-mm.
outside and sniffed my rose, which
Yes.
that's yeah,
Yeah, that's your
yeah.
favorite.
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
So they're little moments. And there was something else that you said that really caught me, and I can't think of it right now.
The glue.
It was so, yes, the glue. Thank you. The
Hmm.
glue. Yeah. Because I think that's also what I'm hearing from you is that um, even though maybe circumstances haven't changed 100% for you, joy has helped you, would you say, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, would
Mhm.
you say that joy has helped you in the circumstances, whether they've changed or not? Because I think that is huge for people,
Mhm. Mhm.
that it may not change all of your circumstances. It's not like we said, this quick fix, this automatic thing, but it
Mhm.
actually helps you deal with all of the things that come in our life that's full of the ups and downs and whatever. Would
Mhm.
you say, would you agree with that? I don't want to
Yes.
put words in your mouth, but there was
Mhm.
something that caught me there with you saying about the glue that
Mhm.
holds it together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think building joy and having joy be one of those central pillars to
Hmm.
my healing journey. Yeah, circumstances haven't changed. I mean, some of it has changed, but
Yes. Yes. Hmm.
life isn't black and white. We're not going to have everything solved in one
Right.
day.
Right.
There are
Yeah.
always going to be these things that come up and will continue to come up against us. But I think building joy allows me to really, when those days are hard and I am coming
Yes.
up against something and I'm
Yeah.
feeling that sadness or that pain or hurt or
Hmm.
what have you, I'm able to kind of tap into this
Hmm.
place of
Hmm.
joy again and
Hmm.
remind myself, okay, you know, yes, this is hard, but
Yes.
also like there's there are moments where I remember I had joy in this or that,
Hmm. Hmm.
and life isn't this like one dark cloud, right? It's,
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
these small moments. And I liked what you said, like joy isn't like finding those grandiose moments. It's really just the small things.
Hmm.
And I think that's
Hmm.
the point. Like
Hmm.
God really created this world for us to enjoy. And
Yes. Hmm.
and that's why I think creation speaks so much to us, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And through that, it's like I think also because I'm able to build that joy, there's a sense of like resilience with that.
Yes.
And I don't know quite the connection yet, but I
Yeah.
believe there is some kind of connection between joy and resilience.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Definitely. And guess what? The
What?
science backs that up. Science 100%
Yes.
backs that up. And
Mm,
so what I love is it's not bypassing because that's a really big thing. It's not, saying, "Oh, my sadness, my anxiety, my whatever is, you
hmm
know, I it's not going, "Oh, we're just going to have joy so we don't have to deal with these, you know, heavier emotions." But it's
Right.
actually like, no, joy is going to help me deal
hmm
with these heavier emotions. It's the companion.
mm
It doesn't overshadow, because I think in the church so many times we just bypass those feelings and
hmm
not recognizing that we are actually designed to experience those emotions. But the funny thing is, and you just said it, is I just had this moment when you said joy is one of the fruits of the spirit,
hmm
and but we have to build joy, and
hmm
all of a sudden I'm like, I wonder, like that's a whole new twist on the fruit of the spirit, because I think we just think we automatically just have the fruit of the spirit if we're doing everything right.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know but maybe it's not like that. Maybe
No.
it's no, maybe we do have to build, because you have to build joy. That's the
Yes.
one emotion that we're
hmm
not hardwired. We have to build it.
mm
We have to build this joy. And so it just made me think. I was like, ooh, that's an interesting thing to explore about the fruits of the spirit,
mm
and building the fruits of the spirit,
mm
practicing rather than just expecting, you know, or beating ourselves up if we don't have it.
Yes.
Um,
hmm
yeah, it's like that muscle. Like anyway. Oh, oh. Mm. So, would you describe your joy practice now for us.
Mhm.
And I just really love that there has been a shift and it has
Mhm.
been kind of, yeah, well, a shift towards
Mhm.
a positive shift, for
Mhm.
you in this. So, yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is your joy practice like now?
To be honest, I haven't been following like, any kind of practicing of
Hmm.
joy, at
Hmm.
least not like intentionally finding
Yeah,
something and
yeah,
sharing it.
yeah.
But I think what's come more naturally now is, oh, I observe something and I'm like, oh yeah, that
Mm,
actually brings me a lot of delight and joy. And
yeah.
it's it's one of those things too where I'll journal about it because I love journaling. And
Yes. Oof.
I'll just journal, like, I'll just be writing about my week. And then I'll
Hmm.
say, I usually journal to God. So I'll mention,
Hmm.
okay, this is what I'm thankful for this week. But this also brought me
Hmm.
so much joy. I really had such a good time
Hmm.
connecting with
Hmm.
this person, or
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
got to do something. Oh, I got to play volleyball for the first time in a year and a half. Yeah. So I just started playing like 2 weeks ago, and it's like, oh my gosh, all my like body is like, yes, like volleyball. It's my favorite sport, and it really
Oh,
truly brings me so
wow.
much joy. And so
I love it. I love it.
yeah, I had such a blast, and I was just thinking, I was thanking God. I mean, I was so exhausted and sore, but
Yeah.
I I was just thanking God for just like having me come back to a joy I love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that
How
is the shift.
sweet.
Yeah, that's the shift that's been happening. I've been slowly coming back to these things that really truly bring
Hmm.
me joy again. And
Hmm.
I'm getting to really participate in those things again instead of once avoiding it or not feeling like I could get to that place of enjoying it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's
Mm,
probably the biggest thing for me right now.
mm,
Just coming back to these hobbies or yeah, just the small things. I mean, volleyball is just like I'm pretty competitive too, so it's
that's
it's one of
awesome.
those things like yeah, I have a good time when I'm competitive, but also I don't have to be competitive with everyone. It could just be um like a place where I could just fellowship and share that love of volleyball with others. And I think that's what makes joy so powerful. You get to share that with
Hmm. Hmm.
this
Hmm.
community. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And this question wasn't on the list of questions I sent you, but I feel compelled to
Mhm.
ask you if at all, and
Mhm.
if whatever comes, um, what would you say to someone who might struggle right now,
Mhm.
might be in a dark place, might, struggle to even find anything to be joyful? What would you say to that person?
Mhm. That's such a good question.
Mm,
Hmm. I would say, don't feel like you're alone in this. This is
mm,
definitely such a common um, emotion or experience, just one of the hardest things that humans have to go through.
mm,
And this darkness may seem really overwhelming right now,
mm, mhm,
but I promise that there is a time that will come where you're just like, oh, actually, I'm okay. I'm actually
mhm,
okay. And
mhm,
I would also
mhm,
say, don't force the joy, don't force anything. Really allow yourself to feel what you're feeling because those emotions deserve to be acknowledged and honored.
mhm.
And
Very good. Thank you.
yeah, and yeah, just remember you're
Mm,
not alone and that joy will come back. And I mean, I say this because I just walked out of this dark place. So if I
yeah.
hadn't, I wouldn't be saying all this to someone.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. You
Yeah.
you've you've walked a hard road, my friend.
Yes.
You have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
say just stay true and keep going and
Mm,
don't be afraid to feel those heavy emotions, but just remember like that's not all it is.
mm,
There's joy, there's
mm,
peace, there's patience, there are
mm,
these positive emotions that will come,
mm,
but right now, yeah, just take it one day at a time and be
mm,
kind to
mm,
yourself too.
Yeah, for
Mm.
sure. And yeah. Uh Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm.
Well, Miss Shirley, thank you so much for sharing just so openly with my audience. It's
Mm.
such a joy to be with you, and it's a joy to walk with you,
Mm.
um, sharing our joy when we
Mm.
can on the polo. So thank you
Yes.
so much for being willing, because I know it's a big ask, but it just hit me, I think I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I was like, wonder if she'd be interested because I have seen the
Hmm.
shift in you. I have
Yes.
seen the shift in you of
Mm.
um yeah, coming out and again, it's not that everything
Hmm.
I mean, there's no such thing as having a perfect, thing or all the
Exactly.
circumstances. But what I see is that joy is a companion now
Mm.
to you as you're facing all of the things, and
Mm.
it's the good, it's the beautiful, and it's the
Hmm.
still challenging, still difficult, but it's been a beautiful transformation to see. Um, so yeah, I just am so
Thank you.
grateful for you.
Thank
So
you, Meg. Thank you
yeah.
for having me. I'm so grateful for this time.
Yeah, you are so welcome.